Hello and welcome to TVC News this hour. The battle for the presiding officers of the 10th National Assembly is getting more intense as aggrieved aspirants for the Speaker's seat fight on. The 7 coalition of speakership aspirants, known as G7, have met with the Greater Majority Caucus with a resolve to present a consensus candidate for the Speaker and Deputy Speaker. At the meeting in Abuja, the G7 aspirants restated their commitment to work with the minority caucus in a bid to present a common front in the midst of the discontent to the party's choice of candidates. Mr. Tajudeen Abass and Mr. Benjamin Kalu have continued to receive a groundswell of support. National Assembly correspondent Adisa reports.
Like a bolt out of the blue, APC's choice of Tajudeen Abass as Speaker for the next House of Representatives jolted many. The zoning arrangement for the presiding offices of the 2 chambers obviously stirred controversy among aggrieved aspirants. No less than 10 returning members spread across different geographical locations signified interest in occupying the seat of Speaker and Deputy Speaker in the House of Representatives. The current Deputy Speaker, Hamid Wasi, House Leader Halazana Dodogua, Chairman Appropriation Mukhtar Betara, Chairman Navy Yusuf Gagdi, Chairman Water Resources Sado Soli, Chairman Media and Public Affairs Benjamin Kalu, and Aminu Jaji from Zamfara lead the pack. The only woman in the race is Miriam Unoha, the Chairman Committee on Persons with Disabilities. Others are Jigawa legislator Maki Elema and Rahim Olawuyi from Kwara State. Those that are aggrieved are questioning the rationale behind giving out 1 presiding office each to the Northwest region in the 2 chambers of the National Assembly. They also query the role being played by the outgoing Speaker, Femi Gbajabiamila, accusing him of forcing a successor on them. They took their grievances to the party. At his official entry into the race, Mukhtar Betara echoed the voice of other contestants when he said Tajudeen Abass remains relatively unknown to his colleagues, even as a serving member of the House. The media group of Tajudeen Abass responded swiftly. It ruled out its legislative inputs in the last 4 years. Then the consultations began. Tajudeen Abass and Benjamin Kalu moved from one governor to another, met with traditional rulers and other political and religious leaders to seek their support. Their efforts over the past weeks now appear to be yielding fruits. In the last 1 week, state governors across party lines have pledged their unflinching support to the team. Words of wisdom also came from President of the Senate hopeful, Guthrie Akpabio.
In your daily dreams, my late mother told me that I should be aware of the 3 G's. The first G is God Almighty. The second G is what? The God. And the third one is what? The government. May you conduct your affairs mindful of the admonition of my late mother by respecting the 3 G's.
And for the first time since the controversy began, Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila chose to respond to his critics.
One of the reasons why the Northwest wanted vice president. The president-elect decided to go to the Northeast. So the least he could do was to compensate them with the speakership.
Some of the leading aspirants, including the House Leader Halazana Dodogua, have also announced their withdrawal from the race.
I am here to put on the record that not just from today, that right from day 1, and after zoning, with all sense of morality, micro-zone it to the Northwest and micro-zone it to my brother. Right Honorable Tajudeen Abass, representing Zaria Federal Constituency from northwestern Nigeria. As from that date and day, I therefore called my bid to contest for the speakership of the 10th House of Representatives off.
A faction of the minority caucus has equally adopted Tajudeen Abass and Benjamin Kalu as its candidates.
We have found in the 2 persons of Tajudeen Abass and Benjamin Kalu a leadership that will allow for fairness, equity, as well as provide equal platform for all political parties represented in Parliament to have a say in the running of the legislature.
To the credit of the party's anointed candidates, it is the resolve of the second group of the minority caucus not to contend the seat with the majority party. Days
because
ago, the group
the
met with
fact that
Speaker
your
Femi
party
Gbajabiamila
this is where
and
we're
the Joint
going.
Tax Forum. While it is yet to be categorical in its next line of action, the faction of Minority Caucus agreed on the need for consensus building in the overall interest of the institution.
No member of the minority caucuses, better known as the greater majority, stepped forward for presiding the role of presiding officers.
It is my hope and desire that all the contestants will be seen, will sit down, agree. Where there are compromises to be made, we are willing to do that. So I want to assure you that we are moving, maybe slowly but surely. And at the end of the day, we will inshallah have a rancor-free election come June 13.
Some of his colleagues also exonerate Femi Gbajabiamila from any blame.
The legislature is always independent. Anybody that is chosen understands that he has to be independent, but there also has to be interdependence between the executive and the legislature. So each of the arm of government can't do without the other. So we need a legislature, a speaker that would understand that he has to fight for the independence of the legislature and at the same time work harmoniously with the executive.
Body is planning to impeach speaker. He's a very good speaker who he has performed his duty in terms of delivering good parliamentarian works to the people of Nigeria.
I look at the interest of members as a whole, and then looking at it from the angle that we are coming from the minority party, and again, looking at proper parliamentary practice. I think that the party with majority in parliament should always produce the speaker. That is a practice all over.
The favored duo pledged to continue consultations to the date of the inauguration and hope that other aspirants will shade their swords. While some of the aggrieved aspirants are not backing down, their state governors have promised to wade in, and what the weeks ahead signify is that they may finally bow to the party as the supreme organ. Whatever position they take, the countdown to the June 13 inauguration is on. Adisa, TVC News, Abuja.